Hi guys, welcome to today's video. In today's video, we'll look into a scenario in which South Korea forms an empire. I think South Korea is like the sixth strongest nation or fifth. It's one of the top 10, I know. So it's really strong. And we will get rid of alliances. And now, the first thing they do is invade North Korea. But somebody decides they want a buffer zone. As they take Pyongyang within days. The North Korean regime collapses in on itself, basically. So quickly after this, China fearing having South Korea on their border invades North Korea. And it basically forms some kind of, within weeks, the front lines look like this, as South Korea has been advancing too, so this is what the front lines actually look like. And now they sign a peace treaty dividing it on Taiwan. And I want to extend down there, but not really into the Philippines. The eyes Taiwan. And it moves closer to, and it guarantees the security of the Philippines and Vietnam. Why these two nations? Who knows? As they take over Taiwan. With the guarantees, their relations improve significantly, and now they're really just allies. So they go with an alliance, with them deciding to invade Japan. It's just seen as a bit of a stretch, invading a mountain, but who knows? Maybe they know how to use boats. Nobody knows. And yeah. As they invade Japan, okay, they don't invade Japan. They invade its borders. No, they do invade Japan, and they land in the southern island. What's this called? They go through the island of Honshu. I think that's what it's called. I don't even know. So yeah, as they move towards Tokyo. And then they go up into the mountains. Yep, they go through all the mountains in Japan. As they take out the most populous area. They land here. And they land in the Kuril Islands. And yeah. Japan collapses, and South Korea signs a treaty with them, and parts of Japan being annexed. I'm going to war with Russia. With Russia too busy in the West, South Korea takes perfect opportunity to this situation. Take lands they want, which includes Sakhalin. And then they land here and quickly take Vladivostok. And so on, they move right up the coast. They move right up outer Manchuria. Well, I'm calling it that because that's a region name. I don't know if that's even an area. And yeah. And I'm moving into this area of Russia now. As Russia can't send many troops, I can't hold this. So I quickly go for peace. Philippines, India, Vietnam, and Mongolia. And they're ready to strike their next target, which will be China. As Russia's lost a big chunk of its land and is humiliated on the world stage. Even more. Who knew that was possible? But China quickly makes an alliance with Kyrgyzstan, China, Pakistan, Myanmar, Laos, Cambodia. And nobody else wants to join, oddly. But South Korea doesn't see this as a big threat and declares war on this team. Yep, they do. You heard that right. They went to war with all of this team. And they're like, what? You think you can beat us? Meanwhile, 5 minutes later. Wait, okay. And with South Korea's advantage being that they have allies. And China didn't realize that all these nations entered before the allies. And yeah, the Philippines is fully involved, but not fully colored. That's a big deal. I forgot to do that, I guess. But yeah, I need to make it fast because we are recording. With the allies, and South Korea calls this a Seoul Pact. With India quickly taking Karachi and moving down the coast, taking Pakistan's most important cities. And so on, they move into northern, central areas of Pakistan, quickly moving into Islamabad. And with Islamabad falling, Pakistan falls. And soon after, Thailand is kind of looking like Siam. And so is Vietnam looking like older Vietnams. And this island kind of fell. And with the help of just their lands, they swiftly move into China. With a quick invasion from the north. Why am I doing it like that? That's weird for me to do. That's why I didn't do this. And quickly they move into these lands. With Mongolia joining the push, making huge gains. And then somehow Tajikistan beats Kyrgyzstan. I don't know who's stronger. Whatever is on a team, so it doesn't really matter. They had help. With the Philippines and South Korea launching a full-scale amphibious assault on China. With all these nations thinking they were going to somehow win this. And yeah. And well, this kind of happens. And then South Korea makes a landing here. And they move into Shanghai quickly. And then they move all the way into Beijing and take it. China is being humiliated in the battlefield. And eventually their people join the other team and fight against them. China, Thailand and India get land out of Myanmar. India annexes Pakistan. Tajikistan annexes Kyrgyzstan, takes some of China's land. Philippines takes that. And then we have Japan, which rapidly expands. Mongolia takes some land. Xinjiang and Tibet is gaining world power. It has two puppets. China and Japan, right? Really strong nation now. And yeah. And a lot has happened with this nation as it has expanded. I'd say it's probably the second strongest nation now with all this expansion. Second only to the U.S. Or has the U.S. been helping them the full time? I'll leave that to the viewer to decide. Everyone has taken land. China is now just a puppet state. Maybe it's stronger than South Korea, but that would make sense. And then they have allies. Let's look at relations. At the nearby nation. So far, pretty good. Do they have any enemies near them? They have this good relations with Russia. Okay, so their relations are pretty good with neighbors, but not great. But their best allies, still the U.S. probably. Because the U.S. probably likes what they just did. Who knows? Maybe the U.S. was involved the full time. Nobody knows. And you never will. But you can decide that in the comments. And thank you for viewing, as it has meant a lot with all of your support. So thank you for watching my video. That's all for today's video. Wild Mapper out. But after you subscribe, because we are at 172 subscribers, which is 38 away from 200. So if you could, please subscribe. It might be more than that, because that's the last time I checked. And thank you for all of your support. That's all for today's video. And Wild Mapper is out. But after you subscribe.